Today we will see class 12 Sociology chapter 8 Social Movements. A great many students and office workers around the world go to work only for 5 or 6 days and rest on the weekends. Yet, very few people who relax on the day off realize that these holidays is the outcome of a long struggle by workers, that the work day should not exceed 8 hours, that men and women should be paid equally for doing the same work, that workers are entitled to social security and pension. These and many other rights were gained through the social movements. Social movements have shaped the world we live in and continue to do so. Box 8.1 The right to vote. Universal adult franchise, or the right of every adult to vote, is one of the foremost rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. It means that we cannot be governed by anyone other than the people who have ourselves elected to represent us. This right is a radical departure from the days of colonial rule, when ordinary people were forced to submit to the authority of colonial officers who represented the interest of British crown. However, even in Britain, not everyone was allowed to vote. Voting rights were limited to property-owning men. Charitism was a social movement for parliamentary representation in England. In 1839, more than 1.25 million people signed the People's Charters asking for the universal male suffrage, voting by ballot, and the right to stand for elections without voting properly. In 1842, the movement managed to collect without voting property. In 1842, the movement managed to collect 3.25 million signatures, a huge number for a tiny country. Yet it was only after the World War I in 1918 that all men over 21, married women owning house, and women university graduates over the age of 13 got the right to vote. When the suffragettes (women activities) took up the cause of all the adult women's right to vote, they were bitterly opposed and their movement violently crushed. Activity 8.1 Compare your life with your grandmother. How is it different from yours? What are the rights you take for granted in your life and which she did not have? Discuss. We often assume that the rights we enjoy just happen to exist. It is important to recall the struggles of the past which made these rights possible. You have read about the 19th century, the social reform movements of the struggles against caste and gender discrimination, and of the nationalist movement in India that brought us independence from the colonial rule in 1947. You are familiar also with the many nationalist movements around the world in Asia and Africa and Americas that put an end to colonial rule. The socialist movement world over, the civil rights movement in the United States in the 1950s and 1960s that fought for equal rights for blacks, and anti-apartheid struggle in South America have all changed the world in fundamental ways. Social movements not only change societies, they also inspire other social movements. You saw in chapter 3 how the Indian national movement shaped the making of Indian constitution, and how in turn the Indian constitution play a major role in bringing about the social change. Activity 8.2. Try and think any example that will show you how society is changed by social movements and also how the social movements can lead to other social movements. 8.1. Futures of a social movement. People may damage a bus or attack its driver when the bus has run over a child. This is an associated incident of protest. Since it flares up and dies down, it is not a social movement. A social movement requires sustained collective action over time. Such action is often directed against the state and takes the form of demanding changes in a state policy or practice. Spontaneous, disorganized protest cannot be called a social movement either. Collective action must be marked by some degree of organization. This organization may include a leadership and a structure that defines how members relate to each other, make decisions, and carry them out. Those participating in a social movement also have shared objectives and ideologies. A social movement has a general orientation or the way of approaching to bring out in bracket or to relevant change. These defining features are not constant. They may change over the course of social movement's life. Social movements often arise with the aim of bringing about changes on a public issue, such as ensuring the right of the tribal population to use the forest or the right of the displaced people to settlement and compensation. Think of other issues that social movements have taken up in the past and present. While social movements seek to bring in social change, counter movements sometimes arise in defense of status quo. There are many instances of such counter movements. When Raja Ram Mohan Roy campaigned against the Sati and formed the Brahmo Samaj, defenders of Sati formed Dharma Sabha and petitioned the British not to legislate against Sati. When reformers demanded education for girls, many protested that this would be disastrous for society. When reformers campaigned for widow remarriage, they were socially boycotted. When the so-called low-caste children enrolled in school, some so-called upper-caste children were withdrawn from the schools by their families. The peasant movements have often been brutally suppressed. More recently, the social movements of erstwhile excluded groups like the Dalits have often invoked retaliatory action. Likewise, proposal for extending reservation in educational institutions have led to counter the movements opposing them. Social movements cannot change society easily, since it goes against both the entrenched interest and values. There is bound to be opposition and resistance, but over a period of time, changes do take place. While protest is the most visible form of collective action, a social movement also acts in other equally important ways. Social movement activities hold meetings to mobilize people around the issues that concern them. Such activities help shape understanding and also prepare for feeling of argument or consensus about how to pursue the collective agenda. Social movements also chart out campaigns that include lobbying with the government, media, and other important makers of public opinion. You will recall this discussion from chapter 3. Social movements also developed distinct modes of protest. These would be candle and torchlight processions, use of black cloth, street theatres, songs, poetry. Gandhi adopted novel ways such as ahimsa, satyagraha, and his use of chakra in the freedom movement. Recall the innovative modes of protest such as picketing and defying the colonial ban on producing salt. Activity 8.3. Make a list of different social movements that you have heard and read of. What changes do they want to bring about? What changes do they want to prevent? Box 8.2. The repertory of Satyagraha. The fusion of foreign power and capital was the focus of the social protest during India's nationalist struggle. Mahatma Gandhi wore khadi, handspun and hand woolen cloth to support the Indian cotton growers, spinners and weavers, those whose livelihoods have been destroyed by the government policy of favoring mill-made cloth. The legendary Dandi March to make the salt was to protest against the British taxation policy that placed a huge burden on consumers of basic commodities in order to benefit the empire. Gandhi took items of everyday mass consumption like cloth and salt and transformed them into symbols of resistance. In this picture, a breaking of salt laws 1930 as a part of civil disobedience. Gandhi chose to break the salt laws as a mode of protest. In the first photograph, women are seen bearing pots containing brine on their way to salt pans. Vimal Dada Sahib More 1970. Speech by Anush Kale, who was born in the Parthi community at a public meeting. The Parthis are very skillful hunters, yet society recognizes us only as criminals. Our community has to undergo police tattoo under the charge of the theft. Whenever there is a theft in the village, it is we who get arrested. The police exploit our women folk and we have to witness their humiliation. Society tries to keep us at a distance because we are called thieves. But have the people ever tried to give us a thought? Why do our people steal? It is this society that is responsible for turning us into thieves. They never employ us because we are Parthis. Source: Sarmila Reed, writing caste, writing gender, narrating the Dalit woman's testimonies. Exercise for box 8.3. Read the narrative above. How is a new shared understanding developed? How is the dominant society perception being questioned? Thank you. Sharing is caring. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe for more knowledge.